Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Today I want to talk about something very, very interesting. You know, there is this verse in the Quran that we quote a lot when we talk about YAJOOJ and MAJOOJ. And that is that part of the verse that I'm going to read to you, min kullu hadabin yansilun. Hadab actually means, and I'll show you, hadab actually means to angle something in a way where it's going to go up. You know, usually the translation for hadab is elevation. The word hadab is also used for kites, when you put kites up. Okay, so, and I'll show this to you in a second, but hadab also has a lot of other meanings which are very, very, very interesting. So hadab is the idea of, I do some work on roofs sometimes, and so you have like a satellite, right? And the satellite needs to be angled in such a way that it is going to go and hit the satellite exactly, so that the house can have a certain type of reception of whatever they want reception for. Okay, so it's like to angle yourself in a certain way so you can see the TV, you can have whatever you're doing. Or for example, you need your ATMs, right? All the ATMs get a GPS stamp that at this time in this place, this person, he took out this money from an ATM. Or for example, you're making a transaction on your phone, there's a GPS, so that it goes from your phone, goes up, and then the information comes down from any and all location anywhere in the world where you will be able to use your phone, and the GPS coordinates will lock in and know that you made this transaction in this place at this time. Now, the same is with military. Okay, the coordinates lock in, the drone goes in, shoots, and that's it. So the satellites are going to become more and more and more important in tracking people. It's going to become even in some ways more important than internet, okay? Because the satellite technology is big data on everyone, okay? Everyone's information is there. Recently, I believe Brother Oria Makbuljan, he gave a very interesting comment in his program, and I picked that up in the Urdu language, and so I'm trying to extend something he said, that it's not just limited to the financial world, but also to the military world also, and we'll see. Okay, and so let us look at the meaning of min kullu hadabin yansilun. The entire global financial system depends on GPS, and it's shockingly vulnerable to attack. Okay, and so I already talked a little bit about this, but then global small satellite. Now just keep this in mind, small satellite, kind of like a turtle, size of a turtle, right? Or the size of a big turtle. But it also, satellites are kind of like shaped like a turtle. Just keep this in mind. Global small satellite market overview by top companies and segmentation. We're not going to go into the details there, but you get the idea. Small satellite market growth, trends, forecast, etc., etc. And what they're looking at specifically is at the civil level, commercial level, military level. Okay, and so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, let me just bring this over here. Haramun ala qaryatin. So it was haram for the people of the city of Jerusalem. Ahlaknaha, that once we destroyed it, which happened in 70 AD. And after that, the Jews were not able to go back. They were in their diaspora, which Quran mentions, which if I have time, I'll go over today too, because I want to make a second major point after this. Haramun ala qaryatin ahlaknaha annahum la yarja'un. They will not come back. Okay, until hatta idha futihat YAJOOJ wa MAJOOJ. Until YAJOOJ and MAJOOJ are opened, they're given victory. Fataha means victory. وَإِذَا فُتِحَتْ وَإِذَا فُتِحَ وَإِذَا فُتِحَتْ. And when victories are given, or openings are given, and openings are made, and then they can put their satellites up, or victories are made, and then they have control of the world, however you want to take it. But openings means victory. Opening means like a door is open, so you can do certain things you couldn't do before. this is what Fatiha, the same word Fatiha means. إذا حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل, and then they are from every what? Hadab. Hadab is the first word, which I told you means to aim something at an angle, and you go upwards. And then yansilun means to come down. Okay, min kulli hadabi yanzilun. It doesn't say yanzilun, but you all know the word nazala means to come down. So this is nasal, one generation after another generation, and I'll talk about that third meaning actually today too. If we have time, I'll give you the three aspects of this verse. There's a few of them, but one of the primary intended meanings could be because how do you do tafsir? What is the biggest tafsir? What is the number one rule of tafsir? Generally, people will say the number one tafsir rule is you look at the ayah and you look at the hadith and you bring them together. And the answer is wrong. That's the number two way of doing tafsir. The number one way is Al-Qur'anu yufassiru ba'dahu ala ba'd. The Quran does tafsir of itself from one place to the other. One ayah, when you connect it with another ayah, the Quran explains itself. And the Quran mentions this. And the biggest tafsir in that is what? The Arabic language itself. The Arabic language, Arabiyan la'allakum ta'qilun. We sent it in Arabic so you'll understand, because Quran is in Arabic. As long as you are true to the word and the meaning of the word in the text, you're somewhat in the right direction, inshallah. حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل hadab. Hadab means every angle, like as if you're going upward angle, going up, okay? And then yansilun means coming down. Just keep this in mind. Okay, so now let's look at a few things. So we have the GPS issue that I just talked about, okay? And we're going to also look at this turtle in a little bit, but let's look at the word hadab in the Arabic language. So you see it says formation of a curved shape. Actually what it means is an angle, okay? And it'll actually mention that. So we're going to look at this word. Upward slope. This is generally how it is translated within the Quran. Min kulli hadabin. Okay, so there's an upward slope, like an angle going upward towards a GPS. Okay? And then it has many other meanings which are very interesting. The word hadab, okay? Some of those meanings that I want to share with you is hadab is used also in the sense of a turtleback, something. It is also used within the same, because they're all interconnected words. So this will become clear to you when I show this to you, right? Hidaba means kite, okay? So hadab also means a kite. So you are holding something in the bottom and it's going in the elevation in an angle like a kite, okay? And there are many other examples of this. Yansilun means to come down, okay? And it also means to come down one generation after another generation after. So you're going upwards in an angle and then coming down. This can also have a geographical aspect to it, which I'll share with you when that comes. Meaning they went from Jerusalem northward in an angle, okay? And then they came down, their descendants. Nasal means descendants. Yansilun means their descendants, many descendants, okay? The word hadab also means, if I can find it very quickly. So one of its other meanings is upward slope of a curve, because the earth is round and the satellites are going around this, so there's always a curve, right? So hadab means to move upward in a curve, like because of a curve. So curve or turn, okay? Formation of a curved shape, min kullu hadab. So they will go upwards in a curve, okay? State of being, so basically, bend, the act or an instance of twisting. Again, this has to do with, so the satellites are moving, the earth is moving, right? And you have to, there's this curve with it, okay? And upward slope of a curve. So if you can just, formation of a curved shape. And this is what happens with GPSs, right? It's not like a straight line. You're not going up in a straight line. You're always going like in a curved shape. And so that is perhaps what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one of the intended meanings of this verse of the Quran, and it completely fits with the power of YAJOOJ and MAJOOJ, with the power that will be there in Jerusalem, with the power that will be there that's being built today in technology, that YAJOOJ and MAJOOJ will have control of the air by satellite for commercial purposes, financial, for civil, even everything about your life, like everything on the internet and everything about all your transactions, and then military control. And that will happen through this curve-like upward movement, and then the information coming down, right? And so that will happen with the curve. This curve going upwards, and then the information coming down. So I have so much more to say about this, but I'm going to leave it at this today. So this is so let's look at this verse one time, inshallah. Haramun ala qaryatin. So it was haram over Jerusalem. This is the city that is being referred to. Ahlaknaha, when we destroyed it. Annahum la yarji'un. They will not be returned back to it. Hatta, until when? Idha futihat YAJOOJ wa MAJOOJ, until YAJOOJ and MAJOOJ, the white, European, Yiddish-speaking Jews, then they come down to this city, Jerusalem, that was haram upon them, and then they will have what type of technology? Which will shed light the type of technology that Dajjal will have, and how he will be able to pinpoint who is where, and have like almost like an all-seeing eye, is by having control over the satellites of the sky. وَهُمْ مِنْ كُلِّ وَهُمْ, and they, who is whom? Whom always goes back to, or the dhamir goes back to the first noun. YAJOOJ wa MAJOOJ. YAJOOJ wa MAJOOJ. وَهُمْ مِنْ كُلِّ hadab, an upward angle slope that's curved. يَنْصِلُونَ, coming down like a satellite. Anyway, think about it. Tell me what you think. And so this is the global aspect to it. There's a military aspect to it. There's a civil aspect to it. And of course, it's like in the shape of a turtleback, which is one of the meanings of hadab also, very interestingly, right? And so we talked about the word nasl. Now, yansilun can have different meanings too. It also means offspring. It means children, nasl, right? So it could also be a geographical statement that they went up north towards North America, towards Europe. I mean, they went upwards, and then their nasl, which also means to come, because descendants come down. So then their descendants then came down. When did the descendants come down? This will be وَإِذَا قُلْنَا مِنْ بَعْدِهِ لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ أُسْكُنُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. And after that, we told Bani Israel, after they disobeyed Allah, Allah said, okay, after the city was destroyed, remember? Allah said, okay, you go or travel around the earth, you live there. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ. Remember this word, وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ. وعد الآخرة. فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة جعلناكم لفيفا. When the second promise, وعد الآخرة means the next promise, the second promise. When the second promise comes, you'll be scattered all over the world, particularly in the northern part of the world. And then you'll be brought down from there. من كل حدب ينسلون. That's the other meaning that's possible. فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة. When the second promise comes, جئناكم باللفيفة. We will just gather you all here. Now, there needs to be an interesting conversation on the word lafifa, because it has interesting meanings. And then, in Surah Al-Kahf, that's Bani Israel we just read. That travel around, have your diaspora, be in all parts of the world, and will gather you back into this city. Now, and this is Surah Al-Kahf, the twin surah of Surah Bani Israel. قال هذا رحمة من ربي. Zulqarnain says, this is the rahmah of my Rabb. فإذا جاء وعد, and when the promise of Allah comes, جعله دكا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it dakka, go down. Okay? وكان وعد ربي حقا. Again, dakka is an interesting word too. كان وعد ربي حقا. The sign of it will be that wall of the Gorgon wall that Cyrus the Great built will be coming down, which has already happened. And then from there, the European Jews will find their way eventually to Jerusalem, and they will take over that. Now, وعد الآخرة. إن أحسنتم أحسنتم لأنفسكم. If you do good for yourself. وَإِنْ أَسَأْتُمْ فَلَهَا. And if you do evil, then that's on you. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ. And when the second promise comes, and according to Sheikh Sha'arawi, he does it a direct translation, even though my opinion is a little bit different, but we will take Sheikh Sha'arawi's opinion because his opinion mixes in with my opinion as one of the dimensions of it. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ لِيُسُوَّ وَجُوهَكُمْ. And when the second promise comes, then your faces will be blackened, because they will have the futihat, they will have the futuhat, they will have the victories, and they will have the control of the skies. You will have a hard time. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ لِيُسُوَّ وَجُوهَكُمْ. So your faces will be blackened. وَلِيُدْخِلُوا الْمَسْجِدَ. And they will enter into your masjid. Which masjid? Masjid al-Aqsa. وَلِيُدْخِلُوا الْمَسْجِدَ كَمَا دَخَلُوهُ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. Like they entered it the first time. Okay? Like the enemies of Allah entered it the first time in 70 AD and before that. And before that, in the time of the Crusades, within this ummah. Okay? كَمَا دَخَلُوهُ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَلِيُتَبِّرُوا مَا عَلَوْا تَتْبِيرًا. And everything will be devastated completely. Jerusalem will be devastated completely. وَقَدَيْنَا إِلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ فِي الْكِتَابِ لَتُفْسِدُنَّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَّتَيْنِ. And we have already ordained that Bani Israel will definitely cause chaos in the world 2 times. وَلَتَعْلُنَّ عَلُوًّا كَبِيرًا. And it will be a great level of egotism and narcissism and all that. Okay? Now, I talked about moving to the north. They moved to, so this is Israel right over here, right? And so they moved into Europe, they moved into North America, and وَمِن كُلِّ هَدَبٍ يَنْسِلُونَ could mean that they went to the north and then they came down. But what, in terms of the Arabic language, what really fits really well with this ayah is the idea of the satellites. It's the idea of the upward curve movement and then coming down and having control in that way. So inshallah, leave your ideas, your comments, your thoughts, your research, inshallah. And like I say, let's collaborate, let's grow together, let's teach others, reach out to others, let's revive this ummah again. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Make sure to subscribe today, and make sure you like, and make sure you leave your comments and ideas. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.